How can you best help your spouse and kids through this fear of coronavirus? I think for me, it's helpful to first acknowledge that the fear of coronavirus is actually real. I think once I do that, I start moving away from operating out of fear and into a place where I can operate from calm. Now, it doesn't always stay that way, but when I do that intentionally, it reminds me that maybe I'm afraid of something. And so, as a parent, what else can you do? What else can I do beyond making sure we have enough food and hand sanitizer? I think if you haven't already, then I would encourage you to stop right now and breathe. And as a parent, we very rarely get a chance to do that because we're always concerned about somebody. Um, but we're all experiencing this fight or flight response. And whether you realize it or not, that can take over things. And that's how you can begin operating. And if we can calm down, reset our focus, and think clearly for just a second, I think that's when we can start to process them better. And so now that you're calm for just a second, I want to say this. We have an opportunity, you and I have an opportunity to help our kids, to help our spouse through this. I'm certain that you're already doing this because I'm assuming that you're a good parent, a loving parent. But this is always a reminder. Your kids and your spouse need you to be available to them. Now, I know that you do that to the best of your ability because I do too. But even if it's just for a simple hug or a listening ear, they need it very much right now. And so in times like these, I think that they force us to stop our autopilot lives of go, go, go and distractions. And they remind us what we're doing it all for. And so even more than that, it reminds me that I'm thankful for this time because I get to spend it with my family. And we get to walk through this together, even though we're in close quarters, even though we're walking all over each other, and will be over the coming weeks. I think it's important to recognize that. And then we can say, okay, so how do we talk to each other? How do I talk to my kids, my spouse? I think here's one idea that I'm going to give you today, and I'm going to give more throughout the week. So no matter how old or young you are, you can always improve on your empathy. Now, what in the world is empathy, right? Empathy is how people connect in an understanding way with each other. For me, empathy is about slowing down enough, setting my distractions aside, so that I can truly listen and comfort somebody else. Empathy is just a starting point, and this was great. Joanne Rogers, Mr. Rogers' wife, when she was reflecting on what his life stood for and all the work he had done, she said this. She said, teaching children at young ages about values of kindness and empathy and caring for others is something that as a culture would make us flourish if we spent more time doing that. I thought that was so powerful. And Solomon in the Old Testament says it this way. An anxious heart weighs a person down, but a kind word cheers them up. That's from Proverbs 12:25. Everybody needs a kind word. You need a kind word right now. And God has placed you in your kids' lives to show them kindness. I think the best way is when we show kindness without being distracted. Our distractions are all around us. Our world is a distraction right now, and it's keeping you from being calm. And unfortunately, that's what we often give our kids without realizing it. And it is so hard in the moment to be calm, to be kind. And so I think a strategy is if we can think ahead about what are the things that cheer you up. Words like, I love you, or I'm here for you, or I'm listening, or I see that you're concerned. It's really amazing with my 3-year-old. When he hears and trusts that I see his concern, it is the strangest thing that he actually calms down and he listens. But it doesn't just take one time. This is something that takes repetition. And so don't be discouraged and frustrated so quickly when it doesn't happen the first or the second or even the third or the fourth time. But we're the same way, aren't we? Trust takes time. And learning empathy is the key, I think, to connecting with your spouse and with your kids, whether it's in an unprecedented time that we're in now or in everyday life. And so how can you prepare yourself to understand those around you better so that you can keep caring for them? It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, I would encourage you to think of simple ways to do that. And when you're at your breaking point, which you will be, try this. Try taking a brief walk outside for 2 or 3 minutes. Don't look at your phone. Don't look at your device. Don't check your email. Just breathe and listen. And then simply say this: God, help me to show empathy to my family as you do for me. If you want to learn more strategies and ideas about how you can approach the people in your life, subscribe to my email list by following the link below, or watch more of my videos on strategies of work and home. That's on my YouTube channel. And if you liked this video, share it with somebody else. Share it with another parent that you think it's going to help. I hope it helped you, and thanks for watching.